It's flaky and tender and flavored with real lemon and strawberries. Our Taste of the Ozarks chef Nicole Young shows us how to bake up some really tasty scones.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Taste of the Ozarks. I have a quick and easy lemon strawberry scone recipe for you. It uses very few ingredients, and this is the ultimate cheater recipe if you're wanting to make scones. So we'll go ahead and get started, and this one comes together really quick. We have 2 cups of Bisquick, or just any kind of, biscuit baking mix. We're gonna put them right into the bowl here. Now, typically when you're using one of these biscuit baking mixes, it will ask you to use vegetable oil. Because we want a nice flaky scone, we are going to use butter instead, and it's important that this butter is a little on the cold side. You don't want it frozen, but you do want it about refrigerator temperature, or just having sat out from the refrigerator for a couple minutes. And as you can see, I'm kind of just taking my fork here and mashing it into some smaller pieces. You do not want this melted. You do not want it softened. The cold butter is what's gonna help us get those nice layers in our scones and help them be kind of nice and flaky and tender on the inside. So we will go ahead and move on to our other pieces. Now this is lemon and strawberry, and we wanna make sure we get some good lemon flavor in here. So we're gonna do a little bit of lemon zest into the actual mixture itself. Once we've got that lemon in, we're gonna go ahead and squeeze the juice of a lemon into this as well. And you'll notice the only liquid we've put into to this point is butter, and that's very intentional because you never know exactly how much juice you're gonna get out of a lemon. So juice your lemon first. We're gonna give this a little bit of a stir again just to get all that zest and juice kind of mixed around in there. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drizzle in about 1/3 cup of milk into this, but we're gonna do this in stages because we wanna make sure that we don't get it too wet. And once it really starts to pull together and you're starting to get a kind of a ball in the middle, you're gonna know that you have enough liquid in there. So at this point, this is when we wanna add our strawberries. Now we're using fresh strawberries, but I cut them into kind of little bite-sized pieces, and we're gonna drop these in here and kind of mash it around just a little bit like we did the butter. Now we don't want our strawberries completely mashed, but we do wanna get some of that strawberry flavor into these scones, and we wanna make sure that they're all incorporated, and some of the liquid from the strawberries is gonna come out in these scones as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn this out onto our counter, and we're gonna shape it. So make sure that your counter's nice and clean. You're not gonna need to do a whole lot of kneading. You probably don't even need a rolling pin for this. I don't use one. I just like to kind of press it together, form it into a nice square size shape so that we can cut out our scones here. And you don't want it too terribly thick when you do this. They will rise just a little bit. They're not gonna rise a whole lot though. We're gonna take our knife, and I'm actually just gonna cut this into quarters like this. Now this is 4 pretty good sized scones. If you wanted to cut it into kind of more snack size, you could do some half size ones like about this, or if you wanted to leave the bigger ones, you can do that as well. So then once they're cut, you'll just take your knife and slide it right underneath. And you can see there's quite a few layers in there where the strawberries are. There's quite a few layers where the flour and the butter have made, and that's really what you're looking for. You don't want to overmix this. We're gonna put these right onto this cookie sheet here, and I've lined this with a silicone mat. If you don't have a silicone mat, that's totally fine. I would recommend lining it with at least some parchment paper or something just to help it keep from sticking to the pan so that you don't have to fight it to come back off the pan when it's done baking. There's our 2 bigger ones there. And then we're gonna put this in a 400-degree oven, and it's gonna take about 20 to 25 minutes to get finished up. And when they're done, they come out looking golden brown and beautiful like this. Now, we're not quite finished yet because I think a good scone needs a good glaze on it. So we are gonna take this lemon that we zested, and we're gonna put this lemon juice in with this bowl of powdered sugar here. And we're gonna make a nice lemon sweet glaze. Get all that liquid squeezed into there. And you really don't need a ton of liquid in with powdered sugar to make a glaze. You'll see we'll squeeze the juice from both of these lemons into here, and that powdered sugar is just melting away, and that's kind of exactly what we're looking for. Now we're gonna give this a mix. There's a possibility it could need a little more water, but it doesn't look like it's going to need it. It'll just melt down to nothing super quickly. And once we've got it nicely melted here, we're gonna drizzle this sweet lemony glaze over the top of our scones, and I love a nice sweet glazed frosting on a scone. And this just adds a little bit more lemon. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells absolutely wonderful, sweet and tangy and delicious. Drizzle that right over the top. And you can let these rest covered for up to overnight if you want. I wouldn't let them go for more than a day or so just because they can tend to dry out, but they just turn out absolutely beautiful. They come together super quickly and all your friends are gonna think you're a professional baker. So give it a try and we'll see you guys next time on Taste of the Ozarks.